Good morning, everyone. I am pleased to announce that the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office has teamed up with Shooters World to promote gun safety, which can only be accomplished by being properly trained. As many of you are aware, recent changes to Florida law will enable individuals to carry a concealed firearm without the requirement of a concealed firearms permit beginning July 1st. While this is a significant change in Florida law, the lawful gun owner is still responsible for the safe handling and storage of that firearm. Yes, I support the Second Amendment, and I believe this right comes with tremendous responsibilities. That begins with education, safe handling, and storage of firearms. This is why the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is committing $50,000 to provide free training for more than 650 people in Hillsborough County through a partnership with Shooters World. In addition to the free training, we will also be committing an additional $25,000 to provide trigger locks and gun vaults to prevent anyone from having access to a firearm. Yes, our commitment of $75,000 is substantial because we want to ensure any resident of Hillsborough County who may choose to own and carry a firearm concealed under the new legislation is prepared to do so responsibly. Law enforcement and first responders have seen the devastating effects when a firearm is mishandled or improperly stored. Over the last 12 months alone, we have responded to 24 different calls where someone was injured due to a firearm that was accidentally discharged. These 24 incidents of injury to children, our friends, and loved ones could have been prevented through education. And this statistic, we know, underreports the actual magnitude of the injuries, as there are other municipal agencies in our county who also handle these types of calls. Equally concerning are the number of firearms stolen from vehicles. In Hillsborough County, between last year and so far this year, there were 379 firearms stolen from vehicles and put in the hands of criminals to commit violent crimes right here in our community. Even more alarming, the 379 stolen firearms are just reported to the Sheriff's Office. I am confident that number is much higher when you include statistics from other municipal police departments. Keeping a firearm unsecured in an unoccupied vehicle is not responsible storage. And through the initiative we have announced today, we intend to educate gun owners and keep weapons out of the hands of criminals. The training classes your Sheriff's Office is providing through our partnership with the skilled instructors at Shooters World will instruct participants in the fundamentals of gun safety, including storage and handling, and equally important, where it is permissible to carry concealed, and equally important, locations where you're prohibited from carrying a concealed weapon, and how to react in a self-defense situation and when the use of deadly force is appropriate. Our objective is simple. We want anyone who plans to own and carry a firearm concealed under the new legislation to be prepared. Our goal is to do everything we can to keep our community safe, and this initiative is another step in accomplishing that goal. Our commitment to education and safe and responsible gun ownership does not stop with the training class. We will also be providing trigger locks and gun vaults free of charge. So there is no excuse as to why an unsecured gun should ever fall in the wrong hands. The funding for these training classes, the gun locks and the vaults, comes from the Law Enforcement Trust Fund, which is money we have seized from criminal activity that we are putting back into our community to make Hillsborough County a safer place. Signing up for a concealed weapons class is simple. Hillsborough County residents with a valid government ID can sign up at shootersworld.com, and when you go to check out, enter the code Team HCSO. For those intending to own and carry a firearm under the new law, I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity, as gun safety begins with education and training. At this time, I would like to just thank the owners of Shooter World, Tanya and Ben Kearney. Thank you for being such a great community partner. Thank you, Mr. Kearney. And now to explain more about the course and how invaluable it can be for gun owners of all experience levels, a trainer here at Shooter's World, Mr. Jim McMahon. Mr. Jim?
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for what you're doing with this program. It makes our job a lot easier out here in the community. Again, my name is Jim McMahon. I am an NRA and USCCA instructor. Those are national certifications. All of our instructors here at Shooter's World have those credentials. When you come here, you're going to be entered into a program that Shooter's World has developed called Shooter's World University. Shooter's World University has got 3 components. It has a basic component, an intermediate component, and an advanced component. Those 3 different levels gets you the training that is going to be required for you to gain that concealed carry license. We want to make it as easy as possible, but extremely safe as possible. That is the key. A lot of what you're going to receive in that course is law. Not that we're lawyers, but we can explain to you what laws are on the books and how it's going to affect you in your daily life. A lot of people don't realize there's a federal law that prohibits you from going within 1,000 feet of a school unless you have a concealed carry license. There's not many towns around where you can drive around the town without being within 1,000 feet of a school. That's just one of the perks of having a concealed carry license. We teach everything from basic to advanced in a crawl, walk, run, lockstep platform. So if you've never handled a gun before, come to Shooter's World University. We're gonna make it safe for you. We're gonna make it easy for you. And guess what? The sheriff just made it free. That's all I have, unless you guys have some questions of me. If not, I'm gonna stand back here and turn it over to Rob Napolitano, who's gonna explain to you the benefits, I guess, of having insurance while you're carrying a firearm.
Hello, my name is Rob Napolitano. I am the area representative for Delta Defense and the USCCA, the United States Concealed Carry Association. We are proudly partnered with Shooter's World, and we provide education, training, and self-defense liability insurance for responsibly armed Americans. And the sheriff has provided this program for Hillsborough County residents. It's a wonderful idea and a wonderful resource for gun owners here in Hillsborough County to become educated and trained. And like Jim said earlier, all USCCA personnel in the store, all the instructors are USCCA certified, and they provide an excellent basis for firearms education no matter what level of training you're seeking, from the novice, the beginner, all the way up to seasoned shooters. We provide training and curriculum at every level, and we're an excellent resource for gun owners here in Hillsborough County to create a safer community. And I want to thank Mr. Kearney for his partnership and the long-standing partnership that the United States Concealed Carry Association has had with Shooter's World. We're honored to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'll take any questions. Well, our deputies will will obviously have to do a little more research. It's not, here's my permit and I'm free to go on my way. They'll have to do a little more digging, access to programs that we have available to make sure that indeed this person has the lawful right to carry that concealed firearm. This is about responsible gun ownership. This is about gun safety. Whether you like this law or you hate this new law, the The fact is, there was a void created in the law, and that's the training mechanism. So being the keep you safe person, this is a step in that direction and making sure we're doing everything we can to keep responsible gun owners safe. Yeah, the right to carry a firearm comes with tremendous responsibility. If you choose to own a firearm, you are mandated, you are required, we are counting on you to properly store that firearm so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, whether it's your children or whether it's a criminal who's trying to break into your car, or most times 2 out of 3 car burglaries are because that car's left unsecured. It's a crime of opportunity that you're making it easy for criminals to gain access to these firearms and go out and terrorize our community. A lot of people ask, do I feel that this law is going to create more violence in our community? I don't think so. Those individuals who want to terrorize our community, they're going to find a way to access a firearm. This is about that law-abiding citizen and making it easier to carry that weapon, that firearm concealed. Sure. I don't believe this new law is going to create any additional violence. People who want to terrorize this community will find that way to access a firearm. This is about a law-abiding citizen creating an easier pathway for them to carry their firearm concealed. But again, a void that's been created with this new legislation is the training component. Where can you carry a firearm? Did you know you can't carry a firearm into a hospital if it has a mental health facility in it? Did you know that you can't carry a concealed firearm if you're going to get a massage? Or government entity, a police station, a school within 1,000 feet. There's a lot of laws. I think that some of the confusion is going to come when a gun owner doesn't get this type of training that comes with a concealed weapons permit, and they get stopped by any law enforcement officer throughout the state, and they're going to try to claim ignorance. I didn't know I couldn't carry a firearm. I didn't know I couldn't carry a firearm here or there. It was allowed, it wasn't allowed. What do we do then? What do we do then? Because then we have to exercise the intent of the law. But again, we still have someone who's unlawfully carrying, creating an unsafe position when laws are mandated. That's what makes this gun safety. That's what makes this training so important. We got a $50,000 that we're going to use from those bad guys those drug runners, those drug dealers. We're going to use this criminal activity. We're going to use this money, this $75,000 to properly train an individual. Who wouldn't want that training to know how to properly use that firearm? God forbid they ever have to, and then where they can lawfully carry that firearm. And then on top of that, we're going to give you a gun lock, a trigger guard, and then a gun vault to make sure you're keeping that firearm, again, out of the wrong hands. Today is about gun safety. Today's announcement solely about training and gun safety and being prepared for that tremendous responsibility that comes if you make that decision to own and carry a concealed firearm. Great question. We're launching this immediately out of the graciousness of Bing and Tanya Kearney, who believe in firearm safety. They've teamed up with us. This class is taught every day, weekends. We couldn't have made it easier. I've already gotten phone calls for some individuals within our community who want to provide additional funding to keep this up. My goal was to provide over the 90 days between when we had these conversations and July 1st to make sure if you're going to carry a firearm, you know how to properly handle it and properly store that firearm and where you can and can't carry that firearm. So my goal is to carry this through July 1st. It's 666 people that we'll be able to pay for. We're hoping with some generous donations through the community and working with the Kearneys, we're going to carry this even more. And again, we'll examine the response and see how overwhelming it is. I think it's going to be tremendously overwhelming. Why would you not take advantage? For those individuals who say, I can't afford it, we've removed that obstacle. That obstacle has been removed between us and the Kearney family here at Shooters World. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
I'd like to thank the sheriff for his partnership